Hey YouTube, how's it going? ZeroMagnumX, welcome. Today we're starting something brand new for the channel. I thought about it and I did a lot of research. So those who are following me, this is kind of a short segue before I start. What's going to happen if you haven't seen what's in the video in front of you? It's going to be Dragon Ball Super. As far as the other game that I was thinking about promoting, Dragonborn, I found that it's really difficult for me to find a consistent player base. And unfortunately, I don't think it will be part of the channel's content. However, the good news is that Dragon Ball Super can be. It seems like I have tournaments within 45 or 50 minutes of me, as opposed to possible tournaments before that were closer to an hour and a half away for Dragonborn. I'm not saying that I won't be playing Dragonborn, but I might have to kind of regulate that better, and it will probably be off screen unless I'm lucky and I get to go to a big Dragonborn tournament, and I actually could take my camera with me and get some video footage of it. But that'd be more of a rare exception compared to this game, because I actually have access to Dragon Ball Super within a reasonable distance from me. So that's a little segue, but yes, so I'm going to welcome Dragon Ball's Super to the channel, and this is the deck I purchased and picked up. It has a bit of a sideboard with it too. So because two of the cards are promos, I don't have them, and they're usually pricey. So I haven't been to any tournaments yet, but I know the basis of this deck won first place, and I was told it was a control deck, so it looked really interesting. We'll start off. I'm starting with Ginyu here. I'm going to talk, assuming that everybody out there knows the game. For those who don't, I'm going to put a link in the description, if this video lets me, of a demo you can play and try the game out for yourself. And it runs through all the different things as a tutorial video, so you can understand what I'm talking about while I talk to you about this game. So, and for those of you who are on my channel because of like Kaijudo and other things, this game is similar to Kaijudo. That's the main reason I'm picking it up, and it has a little bit of an overlap to Vanguard, because you guard with cards from your hand and other things. So first we're going to start with Ginyu. Whenever you begin the game, you have 8 life. That they're physical cards. And Ginyu here lets you active once per turn. You can flip one card face down from your damage and flip it face up. So like your life rather. If it's Ginyu Force, you can play it for free. So like no consequence, just hits the board, which is really cool. If not, that card goes into your hands. So it's a little bit risky because you drain yourself on life points. Whenever you are at 0, you lose the game. It's not like you get a grace turn. But it's really cool too, because it accelerates and gives you cards from your life. And whenever you get to 4 damage or less, in most cases, you awaken, which means you flip the card over. They get a power buff and other awesome abilities. In this case, you get to do the same thing by cracking open your life, but it gets double strike, which is like double breaker, so you'll deal 2 damage. And in this game, battle is done by attacking the leader card, and that's their defense. That's a part of that's like Vanguard. So this game is like Card Fight Vanguard and Kaijudo. I mean, I don't know how I couldn't pick it up after hearing that, given that they are my 2 favorite games that I've played in recent years. So really fun. I'm looking forward to the game. The rest of the deck, I'll show it off. This is one of the few tricolor decks in the game. We have a full power energy, which is a counter attack, negate the attack, then choose up to one opponent's card with an energy or cost of 1 or less and KO it. So effectively, this is like a perfect guard. You throw it down, it's a spell, costs you 1 mana instead of or resource, 1 green resource in this case, and you stop an attack, and if they have a small guy of like a 1 power cost or less, you just blow it up. So we run 4 of those. Raging Attacker Vegeta, he has Double Breaker or Double Strike, Counter Attack, so you can play this card from your hand at instant speed, which is nice. So like you can have 4 open resource and be like, bam, there we go. And then whenever he enters play, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost 4 or less and kill it, so retire it. So it's 4 right there is what his cost, so he could KO himself if he needs to, and he's got 20k. Really good card, really efficient, I'd have to say. If they had that in Kaijudo, I'd be like all over it, but this is a bit different of a game. So alright, and then we have Cold Bloodlust, also a counter card. If your leader is Frieza's Army, which ours is, the battle card played has its skill negated, so that means like for the duration of the turn. So I mean, battle cards are like your units that you play to attack with. So you can just, so it's if you play Yu-Gi-Oh or other card games, it's like Effect Veiler. Basically, it just kind of stops the effect with Cold Bloodlust. So you just shut them down whenever they're trying. Like if that Vegeta came in to kill something, you're like, no, you don't get to do that. Kind of neat counterplay. Crusher Ball, counterplay. The battle card that's played is in rest mode. So for one, they play something and you're like, nope, it comes into play tapped or rested in this case, so they don't get to even attack with it. So just kind of to keep the tempo up. This guy is really good. 2 mana, 12k. Whenever you combo with this card, so like combo is how you guard with shields. They go in the combo area. You'll see they have like a cost here on the side. The 0 cost means it costs 0 mana, and this is the shield value. Okay, but in this case, because whenever when you combo with this card, if your leader card is yellow, which ours is, and your life is 4 or less, draw 1 card and add 10,000 power to this card combo for the duration of the turn. So it's a 0 cost that can block for a 10k shield. Simple enough. Or it's a 12k attacker for 2, but mostly you're going to use this to be comboing with whenever you're low on life, and there's like draw a card, so it replaces itself and it gives you like a 10k shield. So think of it like a 10k draw or 10k crit or something like that, or heal trigger that just draws you a card. For those who on my channel that play Vanguard, Energy Boost Bears, great card for resources, 20k attack. Here's another example of that. This costs 1 mana or resource to play, with the 10k added shield bonus. So in this case, whenever you combo or guard with, they cost resources. Some of them do. Whereas, as you can see, he was free under certain circumstances. This guy, like I said, is 4 cost play him. 20k, he has double strike, so double breaker. And then whenever you play this card, if you have 5 energy, choose up to 1 opponent's battle card and get rid of it. So if you have like 5 energy in play, it's like that thing dies. Pretty cool. Retiring effects. Close to like Kagero and what have you. This is just, yeah, whenever you play this card, draw 1 card, so it's a cantrip for 5k. Just, turn 1, boom, draw a card. Kind of just keep up your card advantage and get guys on the board to do things with. Okay, so Energy Power Gotenks. Whenever it attacks in a leader card attacks a leader card, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places in drop area. So it discards if you attack their leader. I think it's just, yeah, it just has to be on attack. It doesn't have to be successful. So it can kind of hurt their combo plays, or if they were trying to keep 2 cards in hand after comboing, so like guarding, then it's like, oh, okay, well the one in your hand's gone. So it kind of hurts them on resources. So what green does in this game. Ginyu Force Goldo, he's a blocker. When one of your other cards is attacked, you may switch this card to rest mode and change the target to this card. That's kind of what blocker does in this game. I think every card can like interfere and go to the combo area to stop attacks, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm new to this game, but this guy directly makes attacks go to him, or blockers do. So it's like, oh, no, wait a second. You have to hit this instead. So kind of cool. And then whenever you play this card, if your leader card is Frieza's Army, or is, choose 1 card of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 2 or less and switch it to rest mode. So you can also remove blockers with it if you need to push for damage toward the late game. Alright, and we have Senzu Bean for 1 resource in a Sabia Blue resource. Choose 1 of your cards. It gains plus 5,000 power during this turn. Then choose 2 of your energies and switch them to active mode. So it like untaps you for 2 energy or mana or whatever, and then gives something plus 5, which is pretty cool. And we have 3 of those, so it's just like, oh yeah, buff this guy plus 5, get energy open, maybe play more combo pieces. And the Super Saiyan Gotenks evolutions in this game. That's the evolution cost, 3 green and 1 any, and you have to evolve on top of Gotenks, which you saw earlier we have in the deck. Double Strike, so Double Breaker. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode, and then draw a card. So you just get to refuel. So basically, like, oh yeah, the Gotenks out for 4, put him down, so it costs 2, and then you get to draw a card on top of it. Pretty good. And then he also just has that generic ability for 5. So, all around a good card. 25k double breaker. Alright, then we have Ultimate Judgment Jocko. Whenever you combo with this card, choose one card in your opponent's combo area and return it to their hand. So, this is interesting because this basically sounds like Guard Break in, Vanguard. But you have to be careful because they can just, I think they can lay the combo card back down. I don't believe they can after you combo. If they're, I think if you use this defensively, they can't. So, but I think if you use it, I'm not entirely sure. I have to figure that out. Please correct me in the comments if you know. I'm not sure if they can replay their card or not to combo with if it's during the combo, but you do, like, say, hey, your shield goes back to your hand for the turn, or your attack buff goes back to the hand. So I have to be more specific on if you can replay those or not, if you have the energy cost for them on this card. But still pretty cool that it helps you sway battles and sway off there. It definitely helps in defensive turns. I know, like, defensively, if you play it, you can take, like, their 10k attack buff, put it back in their hand, and then gain 5k so you can be up. But I don't know if it works the other way, where if they're defending and you add it. I don't think that the sequence works that way. I think you combo for attack, then you combo for defense, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check. But overall, good card. Sorry for being confused about that. Like I said, I'm still new to the game. I will get the hang of this. And then we have a Weeze's Coration, which is counterattack. Negate the attack, then choose one of your energy and switch it to active mode. So it's just a free, like, stop your attack. It's another, like, perfect guard for Vanguard. He's like, nope, you don't get to attack, but you get more than 3 or 4 attacks in this game anyway. So yeah, and then this is kind of the sideboard. I don't know if it's 0 or 15 or 0 to 15, so bear with me on that. We have another Jocko, 2 Vegeta, Prince of Speed, although from what I understand, the 3 blue energy needed out of that, like, you still only pay 5, but you need 3 blue energy to go into it. It's hefty, so he might see his way into other decks because we are 3 color. Another Sensu Bean, just in case you need it. Awakening Son Goku, great card versus aggressive decks from what I understand. You cite it in, so pretty nice. Yeah, permanent Krillin's in your drop area. This card gains triple strike, so it can also be a finisher. We have Krillin in the sideboard. You'll see that soon. And when you play this card, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards with total cost. Okay, yeah, adds up to 6 or less and KO them. So, hit 6 1s, hit 3 2s, hit 2 3s, or some combination thereof. So it comes in and wipes out, like, out of the gate fast attacking decks that just want to smack you. And because in this game there isn't Summon Sickness, I think it's turn-based, it's probably a great catch-up card versus, like, aggro, so drop it and then just be like, nope, clear your board. Assailant Vegeta, oops, sorry about that. Critical is a neat thing. Okay, so critical in this game, usually whenever your life is damaged, it goes to your hand. Critical stops them from taking the life card and put it into their hand. So he can be helpful for different decks. I imagine this comes in versus, like, opposing Vegeta and Ginyu decks that try to eat up their life totals. And then you're like, no, this is coming in, so whenever I smack you, you won't be able to get that life to your hand. You won't be able to, and it's really hurting you to put pressure on him with him. Just an overall good card. I mean, making it so that your opponent doesn't get resources off their life being taken is very good. Okay, and then finally we have a Sun Goten, Family of Justice. It says, auto, during your turn, when you combo with this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So even though it's like 1 mana to pay for 5,000, you can get rid of something smaller. So it also helps versus, like, aggressive decks. And then 2 Human Shield Krillin. It's a blocker, does the same thing. You switch the attack to him. And then 5,000. So the idea is, like, if this is in the drop zone, or drop area, I guess in this case, Goku powers up and becomes a triple breaker, allowing you to catch up versus aggressive decks and maintain board advantage and all that good stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Like I said, it's not my deck profile. It is one from the recent ARG event that went on. I really like it. and I plan to stick with it for at least until like set 2, and kind of figure out what I want to do with the game from there on after, when I get more experience with it. I know this video is long, but like I said, this is the first introduction. I wanted to make sure everybody enjoys the content, and equally I just wanted to say, hey, you know, I hope you enjoy more videos coming up. I hope you remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the description if this is something you guys want to see in the future. More Dragon Ball Super games, or if you want me to stay to Vanguard and Dragonborn, it will be more difficult. But I just kind of want some direction with the channel. Give me an idea of what you like. But I really enjoy. I think I really enjoy this game, and I hope you enjoy the video content I put up. Take care and have a good one, YouTube.